All praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone, and blessings and peace to you, elect Akim. Alright. I want to pretty much just highlight the book of Job, chapter 20, and verse 22 on down. Alright, pretty much the whole book of Job. For those who are watching and not too familiar with it, it's talking about the downfall of the so-called white man. All right, but there is, according to Job 20 and verse 22, which I'm going to read. All right, when it speaks of the wicked, it's talking about Israel. Okay, and I'm gonna prove it. All right, this is the book of Job, chapter 20 and 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Okay, now when it says in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, who is that talking about? That's talking about the so-called white man. All right. And I'm gonna get this word sufficiency. All right. Sufficiency.
Strong's H 5607, first reading, Safek. Second reading, Safak.
All right, which it says hand clapping, mocking, mockery, scorn, meaning dubious. Okay. Now it says hand clapping, mocking, mockery. Now our people, when we do the work, all right, when the men of the Lord are out doing the work, you do have those of our people that will make fun of us, that will mock us, all right. But the head honcho of the whole organization of mocking the prophets, all right, these so-called white people, they don't take this thing serious. Okay, they make fun of us. They say, they pretty much say we look like fools. We look crazy. They have all manner of evil to say towards the prophets. All right, and that's a spirit. That's predominantly the spirit of the so-called white man. All right, which is trickled down to our people as well. But this is specifically talking about Esau. All right. So let me go back here. All right, back in verse 22, it says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Salakia. So let me go back into this. All right, because that wicked is talking about Israel. All right.
Strong's H 6001, a male.
Which actually in the Lashua and Kadash is Imal. All right, and here it reads, the wicked is a laborer, sufferer, wretched one, laborer, workman. All right, we are in the land of Egypt. We are in the land of our captivity, where we are made to serve hard bondage, to labor. All right. So that's talking about Israel. So it says in the sufficiency, in his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right, and when it says every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, because not only is the elect, all right, and Yahweh Shai and the angels going to be doing damage to these crackers, but Yahweh Bashim Shai will also put the spirit of vengeance on some of these 2/3 to fuck up these crackers, man. Not saying that they're going to be, they're not going to get that salvation, but they will have a hand to play in taking down these so-called white people. All right. And so it says the hand of the wicked shall come upon him. All right, I'm going to read down. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Now I want to go back to this verse 23. All right, because what when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast his wrath upon him, cast the fury of his wrath upon him. What is that? All right, the so-called white man trying to pretty much fulfill this one world order, man, by ways of the microchip. Okay, by the ways of he has the so-called white man has different devices where he's trying to implement a new world order. Okay, and when he's about to get close to that, which the so-called white man is working towards a new world order, the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is going to bring this destruction upon him. That's when these different pestilences and different turmoils are going to start happening upon Babylon, man. Right? While he is eating, it says while he is eating. So while the so-called white man is, looking forward to this new world order, all right, looking forward to making all of Israel slaves via the microchip. All right, the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is going to destroy him, man. Reading on, it says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through, which is speaking on the thermonuclear missiles. Because these different nations, i.e. Russia, Iran, all right, China, there are multiple countries that America has been putting sanctions on and fucking with for years, and these nations are tired of it. And the Most High is gonna he said he's gonna put the spirit upon these different nations to pretty much to conform a conglomerate against America, man, to destroy it, which is in the very near future. Very near, all right? 25, it is drawn, it cometh out of the body. Yeah, the glittering sword coming out of his gall, terrors are upon him, all right? That's why the so-called white man is trying to stop these different countries from having nuclear capability. Because he's scared, man. He knows that his destruction is nigh. All right, and that's proven in the book of Revelations when it says, Revelations 12:12. Okay? It says, it is drawn, it cometh out of the body. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. It says, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. Okay, and that's talking about before the nuclear missiles have so much power. All right, before they actually implode, it's gonna be a gust of wind coming from the force of these nuclear missiles that is gonna start blowing people to smithereens, man. And then it's gonna blow up. All right, and if you look into how nuclear missiles work, that will definitely give you a better insight. All right, that's what that's talking about. A fire not blown shall consume him. All right. Now it says, it shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. All right. The increase of his house shall depart, and his good shall flow away in the day of his wrath. All right. So all these riches, all these different necessities that these so-called white people gather up. For one, according to the scriptures, it says that the elect is going to take that. They're gathering that stuff up for the elect. But also, while they're being living glamorous lifestyles, and they're living lavish, that's all going to be gone, man. The so-called white. That's why it also says. I'm going to get that, and then I'm going to come back to the book of Job. All right, because these so-called white people do not have a long time to reign. get this. Okay. Salakia. Bear with me. Yeah, here we go. This is the book of Lamentation, chapter 4 and verse 21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom," which is the so-called white man. Because this is the so-called white man's, this is your time. This is your time to live it up. All right? This is your time to do all your bullshit wickedness, man. Because the Most High is going to strip this power from you. It says one power should be translated to another, man, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries gotten by deceit. So rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, man. Okay. Now I want to get back into this this Job. Then I'm going to close it out. All right. Now this is the same book, Job 20 and 29. It says, "This is the portion of the wicked man from the Most High, and his heritage appointed unto him by the Most High." Okay, now we read in was that verse 22, where it says, "Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him," and that wicked there was Imal. Okay, now let's see what this wicked is in Job 20 and 29. Well, see, it's different from verse 22. All right, let's see what it says.
Strong's H 7563. Rasha. Rasha.
Okay, which means wicked, criminal, guilty one guilty of a crime. Wicked, hostile to the Most High. Wicked, guilty of sin against God or man, which is a so-called white man. He's a criminal. He came and stole the land. All right. He's guilty of that crime. He's guilty of slaughtering the Native Americans. He's guilty of slaughtering the so-called Negroes on the way over to the Americas and even in the Americas. All right. He's responsible. He's guilty for a long list of crimes, man, that he's done against the nation of Israel, ultimately towards the Most High. All right. So this chapter is talking about how the so-called white man is going to go down, and you can't refute this. All right, no one can refute this. This is talking about the so-called white man. This place, America, will be destroyed, man. For those that don't believe that America will be destroyed in their time, America will be destroyed. The so-called white man and his heritage and all his wickedness that he does throughout the earth will be destroyed. All right. No. So with that being said, we give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Blessings and honors and salutations to you elect brothers, and double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom.